I love a challenge. Is it gonna be no pain, no gain?
No.
Should you turn this machine up? See, this is the time where I wanna feel nothing. Like, why are you working? Ooh.
A little spicy right
Yes,
there.
that one's muy picante. Hi there, lovers. So in this video, you're going to watch me get an O shot from the best in the business, Dr. Poucher. Those of you who watch my podcast, Lovers and Friends, know our very first episode back in 2021. I had the same procedure, and now I am back to get the O shot again, plus the Viviv laser. Don't know what that is? Watch to learn more. Whether you are showcasing your work, launching a business, or selling products online, Squarespace makes it easy to make it appear from start to finish like you have been backed by a pro. Which basically you are when you consider the fact that you have access to Squarespace's Design Intelligent and Blueprint AI. So go to squarespace.com/shanboody for a free trial for 2 weeks, no credit card required. Then when you're ready to launch, go back to squarespace.com/shanboody for 10% off a website or a domain. And now enjoy the video. So I want to talk to you today about getting the best out of your vulva and your vagina. Is that a silly statement?
I don't think so at all. Actually, this is part of what I do every single day is help women get the best out of their vagina and their vulva, be it with daily care, changing something that's made them very uncomfortable into something that makes them feel very confident. It's just gonna spice everything up for you in your vagina and in your sex life.
I love getting spice in my vagina. That's
Right?
exactly what
Spice might not be so good.
You know what's so interesting about that when you think about it? Like, why do we say spice up your sex life? Where it's like, I don't want burning,
Right?
right?
You're absolutely right. You know
Yeah.
what? We're gonna smooth out your sex life.
We're
gonna pump up the intensity.
Let's pump it up and smooth it out. I'm excited for that. Okay, so procedure first. Then we're gonna come out back here and have a beautiful conversation and how we can get the best out of our Poucher.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go do your exam.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to draw your blood. We're going to put it in the centrifuge here. We're going to spin it for about 5 minutes. That'll be going while we're doing the Viviv treatment. When that's done and I'm done with this treatment, we'll be injecting your plasma into your clitoris and into your G-spot area, or the anterior, the top of the vaginal area. I do use some numbing so that it won't hurt. And then this treatment is a radio frequency treatment. It allows the cells in your vagina to take up that energy, which then tells them, oh, hey, we need to start making more collagen. Because as you know, once we're in our late 20s, collagen just starts to decline throughout all of our skin, including the skin inside your vagina. So one of the nice things about this laser is if you've ever had leaking and you want to prevent it from happening again, this can prevent it. And if you currently have leaking, it can decrease it to almost never happening.
Oh my
which is
goodness.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
But wait, you told me all the positive side effects. Where are the
Yes.
negative side effects?
There are none.
What, you're supposed to be like bleeding from the nose,
Right.
chronic headaches.
I know, like you hear on all the commercials for all these wonderful medications. No, the best side effect is, it was unintended, but having those extra orgasms. So I'll be delivering those energy pulses kind of like around the clock, all the way around. I start in one quadrant. Once that quadrant is completed, I move to the next quadrant, third one, fourth one. Like I said, it shouldn't hurt. You will feel some heating and cooling sensations. Okay?
Should I be worried that I'm not in pain? Like, is it going to be no pain, no gain?
No.
Should you turn this machine up?
I truly believe we need to get rid of that whole adage of no pain, no gain, because that's what my practice is all about.
Ooh.
A little spicy right
Yes,
there?
that one's muy picante.
Okay, that happens sometimes. Thank you. This is the real deal. Going into the clitoris. Good. That's done.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Were you anticipating?
I think that the last time it wasn't bad last time, but it was just like, oh, that's a needle in my clitoris. I can finally say it. All right. So the thing that you said to me that has stayed with me, and this was during our second meeting, I asked you the question of, hey, if there is a woman who has issues with her labia, has any pain, feels there could be more pleasure than she's experiencing, but she also really wants to embrace what she has. Mm-hmm. Kind of in a world where women are constantly told, fix yourself, do better, spruce up, buy this. You just want to get to a place where you're like, I'm okay with what I've got. So for the woman who's kind of straddling that of knowing there could be more, but still trying to just sit in her enoughness, what would you say to her?
hey, if you can continue the way you are and be comfortable, you're fine. But if continuing the way you are, from when you walk in the door and you tell me this is my issue, I have chafing, I have bleeding, I'm training for a marathon, but I can't do it because my labia keep tearing. If you're there, and even though it's not necessarily something of how it looks, but its function, then I'm someone who's championing the change. Then I'm the person that's like, let's go, let's do the change, because clearly staying where you are is not going to help you get to where you want to go. Like if you're running that marathon and you don't want to be done with the marathon, having labia, bleeding, blood going down your leg, and then having to heal for a month, we can just fix that. And so many times my patients find, even the patients that come in purely for cosmetic reasons, I've had this happen a number of times. Doctor, I'm here and this is for me. I just don't like the way it looks. I just want it to be pretty, the pretty that I imagine in my head. It hasn't bothered me. It doesn't rub in my clothes. Nope, I just want it to look cute. And we go through quite a bit of counseling when that's the fact and the reason that they come in. And I can tell you 100% of the time when they come back for their post-op visit, they say, oh, I didn't know. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was tucking every day just to put, I didn't realize I can wear that thong that I bought that I've been like, and I put it away because it gets uncomfortable with the extra skin wrapping around it. They tell me, I came in for cosmetic reasons, but my benefit has been physical reasons. This is so much easier for me.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm here for all cosmetic. And that's positive. The last time that I came here, and the reason why I asked that question of that straddle is because I came in here with the straddle years ago, and I don't feel that straddle anymore. The straddle I have is I don't orgasm from penetration alone. I require outer clitoral stimulation. More specifically, I need a tongue. That's what's just gonna go. And for a long time, that felt like a place of brokenness or a place of shame for me. And so a big part of my work as a sex educator was embracing how I do get pleasure and being satisfied with that.
Yes.
And then here you come along with this O-shot that's, you know, promising an alternate way of experiencing pleasure that maybe you haven't in the past, or providing opportunities for new pleasure. And it was like a battling place for me. I'm like, I've spent so long trying to just embrace what I have. Is me saying yes to this procedure indicating that I've never really quite been satisfied? I love what I have so much. Why wouldn't I be curious if there's something else and something more?
Absolutely.
And if there's amazing doctors like you out there who make it their mission to not only help women see what's on the other side, but do it comfortably and in an empowered way and in such a beautiful setting, really, why the fuck not?
And I love that. And yes, and especially when it comes to sex.
Well, I want to talk about getting the most out of your Poucher.
I love that. Yes.
Because there's a lot of areas in life that we think of getting the most and the best. And I feel like when it comes to our vulva, our vagina, our pussy, our Poucher, whatever you want to call it, we're like, well, I have what I have. And you've created this entire line. And of course, your whole entire practice, I think, is like that. So what does it even mean to get the most out of your Poucher?
Right? So that's obviously very individual, because there are some people's Pouchers that are just, you know, live a quiet life and they're very happy that way, and they don't cause any issues and they're just coasting, and that person's very happy with that. Then there's the other extreme where unfortunately there's some women whose Pouchers are causing them lots of trouble. Everybody has their own like baseline, and then their own desire to go above that baseline, kind of like we were just talking about. But things that every woman can do, and I feel like every girl and woman should know, are the basic care for the vagina, whether you're having issues or not. It is a different type of skin. It does need to be cleansed, just like the rest of our body. Mm-hmm. And it needs to be treated with ingredients that are not going to cause harm. And so with that in mind, I did create this line. I have my fabulous foam wash, which it's literally fabulous. I don't have one person that said they don't enjoy using it. It's light scent. It's very gentle. I haven't had anyone have any irritation. I can't imagine how they would on it.
Let me let everyone know right now, don't get any ideas. You're not coming on my podcast to promote your line. I'm not having it. This is not a commercial space, but this right here, I am obsessed with. Like, this is special to me. This is what I give to my daughters. This is what I put on my face. This is what I put on my daughter's face. She has eczema sometimes, both here and on her hands. I put it on there. Whenever they have any diaper rash or any vulva irritations, I put it on there. If anybody is going to make sure nothing in here is going to be irritant, it's going to be you. Getting the most out of your pussy. I want to keep saying Poucher, but getting the most out of it means what you put in, and then also too, like, what you expect to get out of it. So what can you expect to get out of your vulva when you give her more care?
So you can expect to have less irritation. So just happy days. We're not necessarily thinking about her. And then when you are thinking about her, let's say in the intimate space, you're gonna get better performance, right? There's nothing like going into an intimate situation where you're already irritated. Like, your head's in the right space, like, yeah, let's get it on. But your vagina's like, can we wait another day?
Yeah.
And so there's nothing like that daily care. So she's always ready. And when she's ready and you're feeling comfortable, you tend to respond better, because really there's nothing stronger than our brain when it comes to having intercourse and having that be pleasurable. So to make sure that she's ready when this is ready and everybody's ready at the same time, that's the way to go, to have that daily care. And like you mentioned, that you have a special wash for the vulva. It's just like you wash your whole body everywhere else. Special wash for your vulva. It's just like your mouth, right? You use toothpaste. You don't put soap in your mouth. It seems obvious. But the skin inside, the folds, is very similar to the skin inside your mouth. So why were we putting soap? Yes.
And to clarify, this is at a higher price point than some of the things you're going to find at your local drugstore. And I think that there is something special about that, because you're acknowledging this is a special part of your body that if you want to get the most out of, and you have the luxury of being able to afford it, or you can manage your finances to move it away from, one area of prioritization, maybe to this area that you just have thought, well, it gets what it gets.
Right, absolutely. So like maybe one less cup of coffee at Starbucks to take care of this really important area. And part of the reason for that extra cost is the time that went into making it and the ingredients. We are, so, again, persnickety over here, so particular about the organic ingredients that we put in here. And of course, when you source something that's special, it makes it more expensive to make.
I'm going to ask a question that's a little silly, but I want you to come up with an answer for it, okay? I'm challenging you. Don't give me any kind of Dr. Soft answer.
Okay.
What is a high-performance pussy? Popping in to talk about our sponsor, Squarespace, and to give you 3 compelling reasons why Squarespace is the choice for any entrepreneur or creative who wants to make it clear that they mean business. First, there's design intelligence and Blueprint AI. Whether you're a designer or not, Squarespace tailors a website to fit your brand, making the whole process ridiculously simple. Next is Squarespace payouts and invoicing. If you sell digital products, book clients, or even run an online store, everything you need, payments, contracts, and scheduling, is built right in. No extra plugins, no extra stress. 3, visual design tools. Your site isn't just functional, it looks good. We're talking about professional layouts, modern animations, and seamless social media integration. Because first impressions matter. Look, if you have a big idea that you've been sitting on because you're not sure how to get started, start here. Go to squarespace.com/shanbooty, look around for a 2-week free trial, no credit card required. And if you love what you built and agree that it deserves to be shared with the world, as beautiful as it is, go back to squarespace.com/shanbooty, and then that's how you snag 10% off the purchase of a website or a domain. Once again, to get that deal, go to squarespace.com/shanbooty. I'm going to ask a question that's a little silly, but I want you to come up with an answer for it, okay? I'm challenging you. Don't give me any kind of Dr. Soft answer.
Okay.
What is a high-performance pussy? Like, what can it do? Like, if it's at its maximum capacity, does she squirt? Does she orgasm from cervix plus anal? Like, what is the potential? Maybe nobody has it, right? But
There are some high performing pussies out there, let me tell you. And by that, it can mean a variety of things. And I'm going to tell you, yes, some women, myself included, multiple orgasms every single time, to where your body is exhausted and you feel like a wet noodle that can't even get out of the bed. I think that's pretty high performance, right? Let's go. And then on top of that, there are women like Kim Anami, who literally lifts a surfboard with her pussy. Like, I would consider that high performance. I don't think I could do something like that. So there's lots of things that our vagina can do that make them like high performing. But even within that, I think that a vagina that's just not getting yeast infections or BV or dryness from postmenopause, all of those are also considered, in my opinion, high performance, because the vagina has to do a lot to maintain a steady state where you're not thinking about her. Super high performers would be the other two that we just talked about.
I love that because yeah, you know, a lot of people, I got that good, like mine is good. And then I read a book once where the author was a male and he's like, there's actually no such thing as a good vagina or vulva. They're all the same. Your vulva or your vagina is not going to be the special magical thing that makes you stand out. But I feel like you would challenge that.
I would definitely challenge that. I would question, you know, that man's experience in the bedroom. Like literally, how can you see them all the same? I know in and of myself, I was not always the same. My pussy became high performing when I married my current husband. Let's just be honest. Before that, when I told you I had periods of time where it was like, whatever, didn't have sex, it's fine. Well, maybe it's because it was like Pavlov. It wasn't that exciting. I wasn't having vaginal orgasms. Didn't even know they existed.
You weren't having it before your husband?
Never before my husband. Right? Everybody has their own journey. And this is as a doctor. And knowing the space that I'm in now, oh my gosh, was I missing out.
Yes.
Life is very different now. And it's so good for the soul, in my opinion, in general, to have all those positive feelings and endorphins running on a daily basis.
Last time that we talked, we had a clip that went viral with you in it. It had like 5 million views because you were talking about squirting.
Absolutely not. Squirting is not pee, 100%. And the G-spot is not a myth.
And since we actually had that conversation, another medical article came out that said it's almost certainly pee, everybody. So I'm here to ask you, 2 years later, how do you feel about squirting?
So I haven't read that article, but I can tell you we talked about the glands in the vagina that it is thought can contribute to squirting. And let me just tell you, sometimes 100% it can be pee. 100%. Some people have very good control over their body, and if you've seen porn and they're like on cue, let's go, it's definitely easier to just have urine come out and call it squirting than it would be to actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's never urine, it certainly can be, but in my experience, it can also be those Skene's glands and your Bartholin's glands releasing. And you know what I want to liken it to, and I don't think I mentioned this last time, and I don't know if this happens to everyone. I know whenever anyone's going to go have a meal, you're about to eat, and the food gets put in front of you. Your body, without you thinking of it, starts producing more saliva. So your salivary glands start wetting your mouth to get ready to break down the food. And in some people, myself included, that can be a little painful, and I actually feel it happening. Myself and my youngest daughter were like, ooh, okay. So if some people's glands are squirting their saliva into their mouth, and it's not painful, it's like more of a little gush. And some people's painfully squirt it out. Some guys can do it. They call it eking, or they'll squeeze their gland and stuff will come out. Then why can't our glands, our Skene's glands and our Bartholin glands, do the same?
That was good.
Saying.
That was very good. Who is the perfect patient for this duo, this powerful duo?
Perfect patient, if I were to only pick one, would be somebody who is saying that they are experiencing some vaginal laxity, decreased sensation during intercourse, and have had some urinary incontinence, the type that's called stress urinary incontinence, when they laugh, cough, run, jump, and they leak a little. That's going to probably be the prime patient for it, because it's going to address multiple issues. It's going to help you have more tightness in your vagina. It's going to help you have more orgasms. It's going to help you be less dry during intercourse, and more dry when you're doing activities in terms of not having leaking of urine. And that combination together of the Viveve with the O-Shot works really well in that patient.
We can't do this because, of course, everybody is different, but kind of keeping in mind that there is an average that happens. If you were to create a universal prescription for women out there for how to get the best out of their Poucher, what would you have on that prescription?
Eat a healthy diet. I know all doctors say this, but drink plenty of water. There's nothing like contributing to vaginal dryness because you're not drinking and feeding your whole body. treat it special. Wash it separately. Don't use regular soap. Like, you're not gonna put it in your mouth, don't put it down there. And embrace what you have, right? Like, and be okay with where you are, but also don't be afraid to explore if you get curious.
And if you really get curious, where can they go?
Come see me.
Come see you. I love that. Thank you.
It's so good to have you again.
Thank you. I'm back. I'm alive. Everything went swimmingly. Now, in order to really understand the impact of the Viviv laser in particular, it takes about 3 months. So if you want to follow along on how things have been feeling, you can go to my community as I share the journey and give you updates there. That's loversbyshan.com/community. And speaking of journey, thanks for being on this one with me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.